NC State beat Wake Forest last night, 3-0. Wolfpack are 3-0. 2-0 against the power conferences, 2-0 against the ACC, although only one was an ACC in-conference game. All exciting in their own way. None blowout fashion, but wins nonetheless. There are two guys for State that I believe are superstar track right now. C.J. Bailey, the quarterback, and Hollywood Smothers, the running back. They are on a superstar track for a couple reasons. One, their own individual talent, right? They look the part. They can make the plays. If Hollywood Smothers has the ball and you're in the open field, it's going to be a mighty difficult tackle every single time. And if he gets a step on you, he has the speed. There's a reason he was the recruit that he was coming out of high school, and he is a engine in that offense. There was a point right after State went down 14-0 where it seemed like for 8 minutes of game time, every touch was Hollywood Smothers. And that tells you everything you need to know about the way Kurt Roper thinks of that player, right? When you when it is a must-gain yard situation, they tried everything they could to get the ball to Hollywood Smothers, and he made good on it, right? We're going to talk about him throughout the year. I think he is a all-ACC candidate. C.J. Bailey is an interesting case because everybody is excited about his physical ability. Right, he's putting some balls downfield into windows that most quarterbacks wouldn't even attempt, and he's fitting it in there seemingly effortlessly.
At least, yeah, like you said, looks that way.
He's running well, making guys miss, protecting against the big hits, getting out of bounds when he can. There's that side of the athleticism, which I think at least I undersold. I knew he was a good runner from last year. He appears more agile and, quite frankly, faster than I expected. So the physical gifts are there, and to me, that's what everybody's getting excited about. That's what it seems like. I watched it last night, went back, watched the game again this morning. His decision-making might be as, if not more impressive than the physical abilities. The third down decisions are really good. The red zone decisions are becoming matter of fact, which they're not for a sophomore quarterback who, by the way, did not redshirt. This is not a guy that went and played 20 games at a group of 5 school and then transferred with a grizzled veteran attitude to a power conference school. This is a guy that has had to learn to swim by being thrown into the deep end, and he's come out on the other side as a really effective quarterback. There's a saying, and trust me, this will come back around. There's a saying that coaches tell young athletes: hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, right? And my thought always is, yeah, well, what if the talent works hard, coach? Like you're telling us, if we're playing a more talented team and they also work hard, we're out of luck, right? And I think there's a similar deal going on there with quarterbacks where every quarterback is put in either the athlete or the game manager. And game manager is such a negative, right? Because it implies there's something you can't do physically, so you have to resort to just managing the game. Right? And for whatever reason, like the archetypes for me, you like the perfect examples are you're either like Anthony Richardson, 6'4", 240, laser rocket arm, 4.4 40. You're the athlete, or you're like Bo Nix. And Bo Nix is a better athlete than you think, but it's just Bo Nix is seen as, well, Sean Payton trusts him to make the right decision, and he's distributing the football, and then I'm going, yeah, okay, great. But what if there's the athlete who's also a game manager? Right? Hard work and talent aren't mutually exclusive. Physical talent and decision-making are not mutually exclusive. C.J. Bailey has been really impressive through the first 3 games at decision-making and getting better from week 1 to week 2, week 2 to week 3 with knowing when to take a chance, when not to take a chance, when to run, when to let it fly, when to trust a receiver, when to just execute the play as it's on the card, when to improv. He's been really good. And then you look towards actually, let's hear from Dave Doeren. Let's just so I'm not the only one singing praises here. Let's go with Dave Doeren on how C.J. Bailey continues to get better in the postgame presser.
So proud of C.J. What you guys don't see is how he leads the team. You know, how big his voice is now, how accountable he'll hold people, and back it up with his own work. And the thing that's really awesome, and it was this way last year with him, is if he makes a mistake, he's the first one to say, that's on me, you know. And so it's easy to follow a guy like him. And he knows the offense, he understands it. He makes plays with his feet, he takes care of the football, and he gives guys a chance to make a play.
Yeah. And we will never be able to see the leadership stuff in a way that a coach or a player will. But if you take Dave Doeren's word for it, then he's got all three. He's got the physical ability, he's got the mental processing, and he's got the leadership, the social part of the game. It's really impressive for a young guy. You mix in Hollywood Smothers being the ultimate breather, right? I talk often about how Peyton Manning references breather plays a lot, which is certain times quarterbacks, your heart rate gets up, right? And your eyes get a little big, even for Peyton Manning. And his coaches would recognize, all right, he needs a breather play, and you would do we used to call them carry plays, C-A-R-I, call and run it. That means you don't get to check, you don't get to audible, you don't get to kill, easy. You don't get to do any of that, right? We're carry, dive, right? And that just lets the quarterback turn your brain off for 30 seconds. And you just turn and hand it. Catch that breather. Well, for C.J. Bailey, his breather is Hollywood Smothers, which means the breather play might be a 25-yard gain to get you down into the red zone.
For real.
It's the best kind of breather play in the world. So there's all this hype for these two guys. And it's hype, but earned, right? Not all hype is fake. It's not all smoke, right? Some of it's fire, ironically, because there was a fire in the first half of that game. For those of you watching, you get it. If not,
literal.
A cart caught, like a food cart caught fire, and they had a camera like inside. It was kind of a crazy shot.
Yeah.
But then you look towards the future. State has 2 extra days to prepare for Duke. Right, so Duke's playing an emotional game on Saturday. Meanwhile, State's already getting ready for Duke, so they get the 2 extra days playing on a Thursday. Thursday games are annoying for coaches until you win it. Then it's great because then you have a long week to get ready for the next one. Then their schedule goes like this. At Duke, Virginia Tech at home, and Virginia Tech, if you watched their game against Vanderbilt last week, showed some holes. I'm not going to say anything too negative, but showed some holes.
They're not that good, but go on.
Campbell the next week. You'd expect that to be a win.
Yep.
Then at number 8, Notre Dame. Depending on how the Duke game goes, and you have the 2 extra days, you should be, if you take care of business, I know that's dangerous talking about NC State. If you take care of business, you're 5-1 or 6-0, depending on how the Duke game goes, ranked perhaps, going to Notre Dame, who at the moment is in the top 10 in the country. That is when the flame gets the spotlight gets very, very hot on the players at the fantasy football positions. Right? The guys that score the points, the guys that win the Heisman, we're talking quarterbacks, running backs. If there is a number 1 wide receiver, which it appears like State is going to go more by committee there. But there's going to be some hype for Bailey and Smothers, which now becomes part of the challenges and obstacles for this NC State team. How do you handle it? How do you handle it when everybody's talking about how awesome you are? How do you handle it when you can't walk anywhere in Raleigh without people giving you the wolf fingers and telling you how great you are? How do you handle it? I mean, this might be too surface level. His name is Hollywood. I mean, it's like how do you handle it when the red carpet is rolled out for you everywhere? Hollywood Smothers.
I'm surprised they haven't called him Raleighwood Smothers yet.
I'm sure they're making the T-shirts.
They should.
The NIL money has
Actually,
to be.
You know what? If someone makes a Raleighwood Smothers T-shirt, I want royalties because I just came up with that.
Raleighwood Smothers actually is a great T-shirt. That is a fantastic T-shirt.
Right now, I would expect royalties off that. Patent at 3:25 p.m. Eastern Time, September 12th, 2025.
I wouldn't be surprised if they've already ordered it. I would not. Raleighwood Smothers is fantastic. Unless there's some kind of trademark, in which case we didn't suggest that. We're not liable. But my point is, last night, for the first, ironically, when actually they were getting themselves down 14, but last night there were no other college games on. None. And the NFL game didn't start till like an hour after. So you may have gotten invested in the state game, right? The casual fan that's not from the ACC country, not from the Triangle, just wanted to watch football last night, may have been introduced to a couple of really good players. And now they're curious, right? Now they're going to check the state score next week. Now they're like, what happened to that running back? He was a beast. Oh, look, they're playing Notre Dame and they're ranked. Like, it's going to be that buildup if they play at least B-plus football over the next 3 weeks. Win or lose against Duke, win the next two. Buckle up. Hype train a-coming.